I'm Dan Philgreen, and this is Shell Point Today for Thursday, January 15th. On today's show, we'll hear about an academy class on the 1950s. We'll get a preview of the Daily Bread grocery delivery service, and Penny Modrich will tell you about the clinic that will help you get the most out of your iPad. But first, all of you Blue Jackets, today is the day. The Pavilion Auxiliary annual meeting happens at 2 o'clock in the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands. Your service to your fellow residents at the Pavilion is appreciated, and this event is for you. So don't miss it. And don't forget that tomorrow night is the night for the legendary Tommy Dorsey Orchestra, playing at the Village Church at 7:30 p.m. While the faces have changed over the years, the songs remain the same, and the band still represents explosive and swinging big band entertainment at its very best. Tickets are available for $35, or you can still purchase tickets to 3 concerts for $90. Stop by either service desk or call 454-2067 for more information. The full concert lineup can be found online at www.shellpoint.org/concerts. It seems that there is no end to the long list of new academy classes being offered this semester. There really is something for everyone. So take a look through your academy brochure and plan to learn something new about a subject that tickles your fancy. Terry Kolath is here now with Gerald Ziedenberg to talk about that fabulous decade of the 1950s, the one I happen to be born in.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath. I'm speaking with Gerald Ziedenberg, a brand new instructor in the Academy of Lifelong Learning, teaching his second class. This is a series on the 1950s. Thanks for joining me, and I'm really looking forward to hearing what you have to say about the 50s.
Well, the 50s is the decade that made America. In many, many ways, there were phenomenal personalities, Harry Truman, General Douglas MacArthur, and some of the celebrities, Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley, Marlon Brando, James Dean. We're going to touch on all of those.
That sounds fascinating. What is there about the 50s that we want to revisit it for, Gerald? Why do we want to go back and look at the 50s?
We want to look at it from many angles, from the celebrities that I just mentioned, and the entertainment, and the television. You still go many places and you watch the reruns of Lucy and Desi Arnaz. So we're going to talk about that, and the Show of Shows with Sid Caesar. But we also want to look at the politics. The decade began with Harry Truman as president, a very unpopular man, now judged to be the 4th greatest president in the history of the United States. And it ended, of course, with the Kennedy-Nixon debates.
What a lot of change. And then you also are going to talk about some of the concepts, like going to a hotel, a motel.
A man called Kemmons Wilson came up with this phenomenal idea of a Holiday Inn, which, of course, has been copied many times over, and we have all around us. And then 2 brothers, the McDonald brothers, out in California, came up with this idea. They metamorphosized from hot dogs to hamburgers, and they came up with this phenomenal idea. And then a man called Ray Kroc took it forward and made McDonald's the symbol of America. There's nowhere that you can go in the world without seeing the Golden Arches.
Absolutely amazing. Well, talking about television, it must be very interesting to be a historian on current history, to see how something that just seemed so much fun when it started, how now our whole life revolves around watching things.
Well, there's one interesting concept about television in the 50s. We tend to look at it through sort of a prism. We look at it and we think this was such a wonderful time. And part of the reason was the television, those family situations.
Leave It to Beaver.
Leave It to Beaver and so forth, and the Cleavers and so forth. So we think of it, perhaps it was a little better than it really was because of that prism that we look at it.
Sure, sure. And wouldn't we rather look at something like that?
Yes.
Yes. And now not so much. Now people look at everything.
On the other hand, it was great entertainment, and it was very well done, and we shouldn't forget it was all done live.
That is true.
And not edited.
Yeah, what an amazing thing. Well, again, we're really delighted that you're going to join us here at Shell Point. and that you're going to help us focus on a decade that everybody remembers, and we're going to focus on how is it to remember the 50s right now.
This is the decade that made America.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And we talked about the greatest generation. The greatest generation was coming of age in the 50s and shaping the world.
We should mention this is a three-part series, and we know that perhaps some of you can't come to all, but I think you will enjoy it most if you get to see all three parts. We have a lot of content.
Good point. So we hope that you will be able to sign up for all three parts, but you can sign up for any part that fits into your schedule. And at the minimum, you'll review that much of the 50s with our guest instructor, Gerald Ziedenberg.
What if you never had to go to the grocery store, but could instead send someone to get your items that you want and bring them home to you? Well, now you can have exactly that. The grocery delivery service known as Daily Bread is now up and running. Mary Franklin is here to introduce you to the fellow who can make it happen for you.
Hi, I'm Mary Franklin from Resort Services, and we are pleased to announce that we have a new service coming your way. It is a grocery service. Daily Bread is a company that you can order your groceries, and they do the work for you. They will go to the grocery store, make all your purchases for you, and then deliver it to your home. And today we have the owner, Ron Viers, here today to tell us all about this wonderful new service here at Shell Point. Thanks for being here today, Ron.
Thanks for having me, Mary.
What a wonderful service for our residents here at Shell Point. Sometimes, being able to go get out, have somebody else go get your groceries can help in many different ways. One, lots of family coming into town, and maybe you don't have the time to go, or you want to spend time with them instead of running out and getting the groceries. Or maybe let's say you're rehabbing and you maybe not have that energy to go get your groceries. They can go and do that for you. You will take care of that.
Exactly.
Or, our residents are so busy here. Take that grocery shopping off the to-do list and you can help them out, correct?
That's right. We deliver to many different people with many different needs. Some people need the time with their family. Some people don't have the ability to get to the grocery store. We meet all those needs.
Okay. Now, it's very easy. There's 3 different ways that people can place their orders with you. One of which is the website. And I myself have went to the website, and if I can figure it out, anybody can. It reminded me of when you go and you check yourself out at the grocery store. When you go through the self-service line, you're just pointing and touching. Is that what it's designed after?
Pretty much the way it works. You just go to shopdailybread.com and you shop a virtual grocery store with grocery aisles. You go to the dairy aisle and you click on milk or click on eggs, click on butter, and so on and so forth. And at the end, you just click on checkout. It's just like going to the self-serve at Publix.
Okay. The other way, they can call it in to you, correct?
That's right.
And you'll go through the grocery list with them. Or you can type it out and email it.
Right.
Right.
It's online, by email, or by phone. So 3 ways to order. It couldn't be easier.
All right. And when you're making your selection, I'm a finicky peanut butter eater. And so I could order Jif, whatever ounce I want, creamy. I can order exactly what I want, right?
Right. Online, you're given the ability to put in options like the size, the brand, particular type, or there's even a box for adding special instructions.
Okay.
So you can be very specific or very non-specific, and we'll fill the order for you.
Okay.
But it's very user-friendly.
So you can even choose to get the Publix brand versus the name brand.
Exactly.
Okay, that's great. Now, when I was on the website, I noticed the pricing's right there. How do you determine, because as we know, the prices of avocados change every time you go to the grocery store. How do you determine that?
Well, basically, I shop several local stores on a daily basis, and I'm monitoring the prices on a daily basis. So, 1 week an item may be $2.99 a pound, and the next week it's up to $3.49 a pound.
Right.
So I simply have to go in and manually update the prices, based on the prices I'm seeing in the grocery stores locally here.
Okay. Your number one store that you go to and most requested is Publix, is that
Publix,
correct?
absolutely.
But you do hit a few others if requested?
Oh, absolutely. We shop at Walmart, Target, Fresh Market, wherever the customer wants us to shop.
Okay, that sounds good. Now, so you have the cost of your groceries, which is just there, and then there's a delivery fee. Is that correct?
That's
and
correct.
How does that work?
Normally the delivery fee with our service is $20, but in partnering with Shell Point, all the residents and staff get 50% off.
All right.
So the delivery fee is only $10 plus tax.
And that's just not the first time. That's here to stay.
That's here to stay. As many orders as you want to place. You can place, 2-3 orders a day, and it's just going to be $10.
Okay. And how much turnaround? Let's say I wake up in the morning, maybe I'm not feeling too good, but I need some food in my home. How much turnaround time do you need?
If you place an order online, typically we can get it to you within 2 hours.
Okay.
Now, if you phone in your grocery list, it may take a little longer, but we can still do same day.
Okay, that's good to know. So by the end of the day, you can have your pantry restocked and something in the refrigerator.
Right.
Right, okay. Well, Ron, thank you for being here today and also coming out here to offer this service to the Shell Point residents. I am sure that they're going to appreciate this service.
You're very welcome. We are very excited about partnering with Shell Point and being a service to them.
Well, great. Thank you, Ron. And if you would like more information about the Daily Bread grocery delivery service, we have the pamphlets at either of the service desks. You can pick them up there. You can call their business phone number is 239-313-1488, or you can always log on to www.shopdailybread.com. I'm Mary Franklin along with Ron Viers. Make it a great day.
Did you get an iPad for Christmas and wonder what you might do with it? Maybe you've had one for a while and use it for several functions every day. Well, no matter if you're a beginner or longtime user, the world of the iPad is constantly expanding with clever new applications, those apps that everyone's talking about. They're always being added and will enable you to use the device in a myriad of ways. Penny Modrich is our go-to gal when it comes to using the iPad. She's once again offering walk-in clinics to help you get the most out of your tablet computer.
Hello, everyone. I am here today with Penny Modrich of Nautilus, more commonly known as the lady with the iPad. Thanks for joining me, Penny.
Well, thank you for inviting me, Terry.
We can't think of iPads without thinking about Penny Modrich.
Thank you.
By popular demand, T3 is proud to announce the return of the iPad clinic. I love how you say, just like a medical urgent care center.
Exactly. That's the way they should think of it. It's not a class. You're not going to come in and sit there and be instructed or lectured to, or even a total class of how to do something. It's going to be for those who have a problem, a question, and they want to come in and just talk to a person, get an answer, and go home.
And urgent is really a good word for this, because when you're learning how to use an iPad and you can't do what you want to do, you want to know now. You don't want to wait until next week or next month or next semester.
Sometimes that's all it takes is one question. You say, okay, now I can go on from there, and because I know how to do something else, but that was the one thing I was stuck on. Get an answer, go home, and enjoy your iPad.
How are you going to handle that? Are you going to do it all by yourself?
Oh, heavens no. I'm going to have assistants, as I did last year. I had 6 to 8 of them who would come in and be very happy to go one-on-one with the resident, and then if they could not solve their problem or had further questions, they were either referred to me, or we could even just refer them to Apple company, just to the store, so that they could get an answer. We just want to help them get an answer, because you shouldn't feel frustrated. You have the world in your hands in an iPad. You really do. You know that.
That is so true.
And it's frustrating if you just are stuck in one spot and you need to go on from there. And that's why I want to do that.
Well, I think probably, I'm sure that part of the reason why Penny Modrich is such a happy, generous person and loves what she does is because you really know how much you do for people.
Well,
That's wonderful.
I try my best.
That's great.
We
Thank
do
you,
everything
Penny.
we can.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Terry.
Now it's time to cover all of today's happenings, Academy News, menus, and Village Church Connections.
Hi, everybody out there in Shell Point. I'm Bev Chandley, and I'm here with Caitlin Vanscoy, and we're going to tell you the happenings here on Shell Point TV today. At 7:15, we have a Health Connections class, Bend, Breathe, and Balance. That's in the Health Club on the island. At 8 o'clock, we have the Men's Golf Association down at the Shell Point Golf Club. 8 o'clock is also the time for pickleball. That'll be on the pickleball courts behind the Resident Activities Center. Round robin doubles tennis will be at the tennis courts at the Woodlands at 8 o'clock. And 9 o'clock is the time for Samba, the card game. They're encouraging new players, so come on down. That's in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. 9:30, current events will be discussed in the game room of the Woodlands. Ladies match play tennis will be down at the courts at 9:30. 9:30 is also the time the Paddlers Club will be meeting at the kayak storage facility to head off on their weekly trip. At 9:45, we have introduction to beginning line dancing. They'll be in the Health Club on the island. Basic line dancing follows that at 10:15 in the Health Club. Our Susie Q boat heads out at 11 o'clock. They're going to Rum Runners for lunch. You do need to sign up at the island greeters desk for that. Here's Caitlin to go over the afternoon lineup.
Thank you, Bev. At 12:45, we start the afternoon off with Mahjong in the Library Lounge on the island. And at 1:15, shuffleboard will be played at the shuffleboard courts on the island. And also at 1:15, we have the Spot Play Readers meeting in the Osprey Room of the island. At 1:30, we have a Health Connections class, Aqua Pilates Stretch in the Life Quest Aquatic Center on the island. At 2 p.m., we have the annual Pavilion Auxiliary meeting in the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands. And the Computer Club will be meeting at 2:15 in the Manatee Room on the island. At 2:45, we have a Health Connections class, Balance and Mobility Training Level 2 in the Health Club, and that's currently full. The seamstress will be here for her weekly service at 4 o'clock in the Osprey Room of the island. And the Alcoholics Anonymous meeting will be meeting in the Sable Room of the Woodlands at 4:30. 6:30 is the time for Pinochle in the Library Lounge of the island. And at 7 o'clock, we finish our day off with the Trailblazers Bible study in the game room of the Woodlands. That's all we have for today. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Thursday. At 8 o'clock, those who are going on the Academy on the Go #1 Canoe the Turner River with a Ranger will start court pickup on the island, those who have signed up. At 9:15, Gmail accounts will continue in the Computer Teaching Center on the island. And at 1 o'clock, Mahjong Basics will continue in the Country Kitchen on the 2nd floor at the Arbor. I'd like to tell you about new classes coming tomorrow. We're going to start the 1950s with Part 1. Gerald Ziedenberg is our instructor. iPad or iPhone walk-in clinic will take place again in the Computer Teaching Center on the island. And you can learn how to follow your friends and family on Facebook with Meg Singer of Teledora.
Menus for Thursday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is a grilled pork chop with rice pilaf and carrots. The dinner special is the Crystal Carving Board for $13.95, and the soup of the day is potato leek. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special is a turkey, Swiss, and bacon panini with fresh fruit for $7.25. The dinner special is Thai night for $8.25. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are New York Strip for $19.95 or soft shell crab for $15.95. Menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm here with Pastor Andy Hawkins. And Andy, we have been talking this week about Global Impact Week because we're so excited about it.
We are.
And we want everybody to be excited about it.
Indeed we do.
And one of the most exciting things for me is to have the privilege of having our president, Dr. John Stumbo, join us for the opening sessions of our week. He will be here for Sunday morning, Sunday night on January the 18th, and then again for our banquet on Monday night the 19th. John has been here before.
That's right.
And so some of our people have met him. He's got a very unique story. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's hard to say where to start with his story. First of all, obviously, he's been a pastor and has been involved not only in substantial pastoral ministry, but has also been involved at the national office in some ways as well. Very successful pastoral positions that have really borne a lot of fruit, not only in his local community, but also all across the globe in supporting the Great Commission, which is what this week is really all about. But in addition to that, he had a significant illness a number of years ago, not that many years ago, that was perplexing to the doctors in many ways, that essentially left him incapacitated. And so it was interesting to see how he worked through that time of great affliction and in fact loss during that period of time, and what it did for him spiritually. And as a result, he's written about it, and his testimony of God's grace and strength through that particular time has brought him through, I think, as a more effective leader of a congregation, and also as the leader of a denomination. A denomination which has not only does it make him the leader of the denomination in the United States, but also the leader of a movement that really has ministries in more than 80 countries all across the globe. And I think that the relationship about how he's gone through that time, how it's made him sensitive to the leading of the Lord, and how it's given him compassion and an energy and a passion for the churches that are supporting the international work, has always been an encouragement to me. And so I've been gratified by that. And I know he's been here, talked about that episode even before he became president. He was here at the Village Church a couple of years ago talking about how that experience has really affected him. But then also, because he's now the leader of our denomination, now he has a perspective about the entire work of ministry here in the United States as well as all across the globe. The other thing I appreciate about John is because he was a pastor, he has really a great heart for pastoral ministry. And he's always been very encouraging ever since he got this particular position of trying to encourage people like me who are in the pulpit week in and week out. And when he's spoken here before, I've been gratified to see the degree of connection that he wanted to make with our congregation. So he's not the kind of guy that comes in with a bunch of messages that he's just sort of pre-crafted for everybody, that he really wants to make sure that this message is the right one for this group of people in this particular place and time. And he's very sensitive to that. And I, as a pastor, I've very much appreciated that approach to things.
I think if I was to describe John, I would say humble servant.
Yeah.
He really is, and you're right. The journey that he has walked through with God, there's a refining that happens in our lives and in our souls as we walk through suffering, and we've been able to see that in John's life, and God is using that to bring good in so many ways. John was elected president not quite 2 years ago, and he has been traveling the world since he was elected, engaging with local churches and engaging with what's going on in various countries around the world to help him develop big picture vision for what the Christian Missionary Alliance needs to be engaging with around the world. And I believe he will be sharing some of that while he's here. I'm very excited about that. He's a great communicator.
Right.
And so we will hear from him Sunday morning, Sunday night, again Monday night at the banquet. And I'm very much looking forward to how God uses him at the Village Church and in this community.
Yeah, he's certainly the kind of speaker. I mean, you don't always get speakers like this when you have sort of a denominational representative at a meeting like this. But he is an outstanding communicator, and there's never been any hesitation from any of our leadership that when we have the opportunity to have John Stumbo come to our pulpit and communicate to us, that we certainly wanted that to happen. And so we're excited about that.
Absolutely. And we don't want you to miss it. So please join us Sunday, January 18th, Monday night, January 19th for the banquet. Ticket is required for that event. And be a part of Global Impact Week at the Village Church. Have a great day.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow when we'll hear about the AARP Smart Driver class. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Thursday, January 15th. I'm Dan Filgreen, and from all of us at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.